Hello, this is Steve, Dichroic Glassman. This video we're going to talk about pricing and a little bit more about the glass itself. Again, architectural dichroic stained glass textures. All this represents a few samples, seen here as well, of architectural dichroic glass. What is architectural glass? Glue chip, thin reed, croco, this is croco, crocodile. Some of these textures, these are architectural stained glass textures. Here's a Wismach one called moss. Anything that has a texture to it, a clear texture, basically is an architectural glass. A lot of people, you'll see airports utilizing large sheets of this stuff just as diffusion, and they call that architectural glass. So technically, a sheet of glue chip is architectural glass. You could use it by itself for its own merits because it has a design in it. This is glue chip. This is glue chip. This is sycamore. This is glue chip. This is sycamore. This is baroque. This is spectrum ice, glue chip, and so forth. Well, anyway, getting down to it, here's a bevel next to a thin piece. What I wanted to show people is Dichro is more impressive when it's used a little at a time. Just a little half-inch border right next to your bevel is going to go a long way if you're doing the whole window like that. It's awesome. And also with the embellishment of dichroic glass bevels and jewels. And I do the dichroic glass bevels and jewels, and you can see some of those on my website. This is a dichroic bevel. It's not an architectural, it's a dichroic bevel. So I'm utilizing both aspects. Okay, cost. Let's talk about cost. You have to buy the glass. Most people, when they have this coated, anybody can send glass to CVS and have it coated, and when you do, you have to send them a sheet such as this in a 19-inch circle. This is called matrix. It's in a 19-inch circle. So you've got to send them a sheet. Typically a sheet, I called yesterday, is going to cost $250 for a standard color plus shipping. That's for one color. No matter what the texture you send them, it's going to cost you around $250. So if you wanted 4 colors of glass to be able to do your cool little borders, it's going to cost you $1,000. The price I'm going to sell it for, and premiums, by the way, go as high as $300 from CVS for a single sheet, or 2 or 10, depending on what pricing structure you get on retail basis. But if you get a premium, such as crinkle, although you're not going to see the crinkle because you have to fuse crinkle in order to see the crinkling effect. But there are premium glasses such as Patterns, Green Magenta Blues, Aurora Borealis. Yeah, I've had Aurora Borealis done on some of this glass. I've definitely used it, and this is Rainbow 2 in my bevels. Well, anyway, so if it's going to cost you $250 for one sheet, one color, for instance, if you had that sheet done in blue gold like this one, it's going to cost you $250 from CVS with the shipping. So, something you might want to think about. Anybody can send the glass. What I'm going to offer for $265 is 4 colors. I'm going to take a sheet, I'm going to cut it into quarters, or else I'll give you 2 halves, whichever way you like. I'm going to give you a full sheet, 283 square inches of dichroic glass, either in 2 colors or 4. Whatever textures I have done in colors, you're welcome for $265. It would cost you $1,000, and that includes no premiums, colors, to do it yourself, to send them off to CVS. It'll cost you $1,000 for 4 colors. This way, for $265, I'm going to give you 4 choices. Let's just pretend these are 4 choices, and when you're ready for more, order more. I'd rather see you stay down at a smaller level of $265 than $1,000. How about you? Because you may decide you might want more of this color and no more of these, and you want to try different textures. That's what getting a quarter sheet and a half a sheet's going to afford you to do. experiment around before you get too committed and obligated to a full sheet per color, plus the expense. If you're interested in buying more than one sheet or more than $265 worth, let me know. Well, you can go in on my whole total order. But I'm going to put together about 10 sheets to start off with. So if we were just pretending, I'm going to do something like all these, just to kind of give you an idea and get the order started. So if you're interested, want to sign on, get a hold of me. Email me through YouTube or go to my website, Dichroic.com, and check it out. Because I'm putting in my order now and looking for some customers to go in on the order with me. The more people, it's bulk buying. Let's put it like that. And the more people I get to join up, the more colors we'll get, the more diversity you can get. So if you just want 2-inch narrow bands of 10 colors or whatever it works out to be for a full sheet equivalent, or even a little bit more, we'll go that route. I'll cut this stuff up for you. I'm not going to cut it up into little strips, and if I do, I'm going to charge a little bit to do that, but I'll actually cut them up into strips if you like. And that's also a possibility. We can see how that looks depending on the response. If you insist in me cutting them up into strips so that you can have strips like this, we'll talk about it. And you'd want them in thin strips. 3/8 inch, 1/2 inch, 5/8. Nah, I wouldn't even go 5/8. But anyway, because you want the Dichro to go the farthest. It's very impressive. Here's flute. I'm going to make a small panel utilizing this flute. I'm going to cut it into strips. I'm going to make a purple, mauve, blue, I don't know what. And I'll use this and a couple dichroic jewels and make a small panel to give you an idea how effective this stuff can be. And a little bit can go a long way. Check it out. Take a full sheet at home, draw little 1/2 inch strips, and see how many strips you get out of it. It's 283 strips, or inches. So basically, if you took 283 times 2, because that's square inches. And if you cut them into 1/2 inch strips, or I did it, 283 times 2, you're going to get close to 600 inches. 600, you'll get, about 570 inches like this. 570 inches, that's a pretty good amount of glass. If you stacked it all end to end, 570 inches, you could do a lot in a panel. Just think about it. But if it'll take a $200 panel that you're doing right now, kitchen cabinet panels or what have you, or a $500 panel, and by adding, $42 worth of Dichro in there, or $50 worth of Dichro, or $75 worth of Dichro, and you instantly sell the panel, is it worth it to you? Or if you can get $100 more for the panel and sell it into incredibly fast, is that worth it to you? You got to decide what's worth it to you. I believe that the Dichroic is a phenomenon that very few people have ever seen. I'm one of the only people in America. CBS says they've only had 3 customers in America on any kind of regular basis order architectural Dichroic glass on a regular basis. Sure, Ed Hoyle put in a custom order, or Delphi, or here or there, but that's just a random once a year type of thing, what CBS has told me. So think about it. If you want to put your windows ahead of anybody else's, this is one way of doing it. Of course, design is another, and color selection is another, and so forth and so on. I'm just saying, from a material point of view, you will be a light year ahead of anybody, ahead of your competition, because Dichroic glass is light years ahead of anything else. There's nothing that can compete with the beauty of Dichroic glass, and we all know that. So you think about it. Get back with me, Steve. My website, Dichroicglassman.com. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.